Hola amigos, ¿qué pasa, my friends? My name is Travion, and welcome back to other reaction video for today. Today we are reacting to the FNAF game that pretends to be a demo by Dxtr White. This guy is a foul-mouthed motherfucker. I'm not joking. The shit he says, I made a video a while back. Okay, so we're going to make another reaction video to his video. Okay, are you guys ready? We'll start in 3, 2, start the bit.
Make videos talking about Five Nights at Freddy's games. As each week goes by, I grow more and more nervous that I will eventually run out of interesting
yes,
games to
senor.
talk about. Obviously, the next
I watch all his
start
videos,
about
by the
random
way.
horror games until new FNAF titles are released.
Yeah, I checked out his other channels. They didn't interest me at all.
However, recently I found a FNAF fan game I have never heard of before. A
Really?
game so interesting.
Oh yeah, really? What is it?
I couldn't help but get sucked right into it. The game we'll be talking about today is Night Watch at Freddy's.
Night Watch at Freddy's? Okay, is it good or bad? I don't know, you guys.
A FNAF fan game that pretends to be an official demo of the original Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Hey,
but
míralos.
is really hiding some incredibly dark secrets.
What?
Stick around because you're not going to want to miss out on this one. This is truly one of the most interesting FNAF games I will ever talk about on this channel.
Okay.
So sit back, relax, and join me today as we dive into the depraved world of Night Watch at Freddy's.
Depraved? I don't like things that are depraved at all.
The way a normal FNAF game typically begins. I've actually never seen any FNAF game start in the same way that Night Watch at Freddy's does. Upon pressing start, we're greeted to the night screen, where you can already see something interesting.
Oh,
lives?
lives?
The classic live system that was originally supposed to be in the first Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, I
but
see.
let's pause for a second and back way the fuck up. Take a look at this title screen. Do you notice anything strange? Well,
The
if you
ugly
said that
guy.
the creator of the game's name looks a bit weird, then you'd be correct. It says the creator's name is Scott Cawthorn. Clearly
the
an
fuck?
alternate version of Scott Cawthon. But that's not where it ends. Right next to the name, we can see the year 2014. Spoiler alert, this game was released in 2025. Let's cut to the chase.
What the hell?
Of why I wanted to talk about this game, as clearly there's something weird going on. Night Watch at Freddy's explores an alternate timeline where the original Five Nights at Freddy's game took a significant turn from what we know them as today.
What?
Wow, I hear you say.
What the hell?
That's a super interesting idea for a FNAF game. Tell me, who could come
Okay, so to be honest with you guys, Five Nights at Freddy's has a confusing shit ton of lore. I'm not going to lie. This is why so many people have stopped playing FNAF, because they can't figure out the story of the game at all. No, they can't. Adios míos. Okay, so let's continue.
with something as interesting as that? Well,
It
the answer to that
is
question
kind
pretty damn
of
cool.
interesting,
This game's
quite.
lead director is Avocado Dreams, the same
Hola.
person who's responsible for Graveyard Shift at Freddy's and the remnants of Tubbyland.
Hey, quick world knows this. I heard about these fan games, and by the way, the very first video I made about him was his reveal video on the remnants of Tubbyland. Go check that out.
Both of which I've covered on this channel, and you should definitely
See?
go check out those videos after this one. But for now, let's continue. Knowing that this game is supposed to be a demo for what the first official FNAF game was intended to be. Of course, since this is an alternate timeline of the official FNAF games, in this alternate universe, Scott actually did end up including the live system that was left out of the official games. And you'll notice plenty more details just like this.
Adios
For
míos.
example, there's actually a fake alternate version of the classic Scott Games website, Scott Productions. The team responsible for this game really went all out. This is one of the coolest experiences I've ever seen in my entire time working on FNAF stuff. Before we load into the office, we get to see a developer note talking about Night 1.
Oh, yeah?
Night Watch at Freddy's is pretending to be a demo, so notes like these are pretty common.
Oh, yeah?
Welcome to
Really?
Night Watch at Freddy's, or at least the prototype of it.
What?
Some things are still subject to change. For right now, though, you can play through what's done of the game and get a feel for how it's going to end up.
Oh,
Night
see,
1
senor.
begins, and we of course get a phone call from this game's phone
Whoa,
guy.
this
He gives
looks
the basic
weird and
Night 1 spiel that
crazy.
we're all used to. However, he does mention how the breaker and power systems work. Of course, that's my job, so I'm going to be doing that instead. A few things you'll immediately notice about this game. The first, and in my opinion, biggest outlier is how the doors behave. You'll notice that they're already closed from the beginning of the night. You can open the doors and flash the hallways, and doing so increases your usage. Your light especially, but we'll talk about that more once we get into the characters. Moving on to your cameras, you'll notice another scrapped feature from the official games is present here. That being the original camera buttons, where they were originally intended to be circles that would project the direction they were actually facing in the building. Such a super small, cool detail.
I know, right?
Avocado Dreams is good at its attention to detail. Only one animatronic is introduced on Night 1, that character being Bonnie. Of course, this is an alternative FNAF 1 after all, so keeping the overall order of the character introduction does make sense. Bonnie, as I'm sure you could have guessed, is pretty simple to deal with overall.
Hey, real weird looking as well.
Exactly how he does in
Bonnie
the original.
looks weird,
However,
like,
the way you deal with him,
whoa.
as I'm sure
Look at Bonnie. Like, his ears are down instead of up, and it looks like he's peeping at something he shouldn't be. He looks like a pervert in this form right here. Not gonna lie. What is Bonnie looking at? Senor, can you tell us what you're looking at?
you could have guessed,
Amigo,
is pretty
please.
simple to deal with overall. Bonnie's goal is to get to your left door, exactly how he does in the original. However, the way you deal with him is different, and he also introduces a new mechanic in the form of points into the game. Once Bonnie reaches your left hallway, staring at him on the cameras will stall him. This will become integral once we start talking about another character that gets introduced.
Chica.
While you're stalling Bonnie, you will get 5 points around every 0.5 seconds. So the longer you watch him, the longer he doesn't move, and the more points you obtain. Something additional to note are your lives. If you are to lose all of them, you don't have to start all the way back on Night 1. Instead, your points will just get reset to 0. On top of that, after every completed night, you will gain 1 life. Anyways, back to talking about Bonnie. Once Bonnie reaches your door, you have to open it and hold your light on him until he goes away, which will happen pretty quickly, thankfully. Because, as I've said before, the lights will absolutely ramp up your breaker stress.
Say what?
Once Bonnie leaves, you'll want to close the door again. Oh
Dios
my god,
mío.
oh my fucking god, oh my fucking
What?
god, it runs. My chest, dude.
Dios míos. Did you guys see that?
Bonnie leaves, you'll want to close the door.
No, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Sorry, you guys. Hold
He goes
on.
away.
Okay.
Which will happen pretty quickly.
We have to see this again.
Thankfully, because as I've said before, the lights will absolutely ramp up your breaker stress. Once Bonnie leaves, you'll want to close the door again.
Oh!
God, oh my fucking god!
Oh! Dios mío! Did you see him running? He's like, "Vámonos, amigos! Vámonos! We must get this bulto in the building, in the office." Dude, he was running so fast. That kind of reminds me of the very first FNAF video where Bonnie was running, but he was supposed to be running.
Oh my
Dude.
fucking god, it runs!
I know,
chest,
right?
dude.
What,
Oh my
you think it's
God,
going to
don't
dig
do
inside your
that
chest?
ever again. Ding. No thanks. This mechanic does bring up an interesting and pretty scary point. The doors are closed by default, and if you don't open the door and flash Bonnie when he is there, he will jump scare you.
Oh!
So that brings up the terrifying
Yo,
realization.
that's all.
Bonnie is strong enough to open the door if you
Say
really
what?
wanted to. Put yourself in the shoes of the night god for a second. If that doesn't scare the absolute piss
Oh,
and shit
hell,
out of you,
yes, it does.
I don't know what will. But aside from that, that's all Bonnie does. Something
Ay,
additional
Dios
I do
mío.
want to point out about Bonnie is how
Fuck.
fucked up and gross he looks. Why are his ears down like that?
What? That's why I asked. By the way, he looks like a peeping Tom. But bro, fuck that. I ain't like. If FNAF was a real place, I would not be liking now.
I mean, that's not disgusting. Dogs put their ears down when they know they did something bad, and cats put their ears down when they're about to do something bad. So what the hell does a bunny with its ears down mean? That I'm about to get back shots?
Hell
Probably.
no.
And I don't want that.
I don't want that either.
Still wondering what I should do with that raccoon. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know.
Raccoon?
Night 2's phone call just explains one of the new characters. Additionally, Phone Guy says he's going to drop the script the company wants him to read, and instead just tell some stories during the phone call.
Okay.
Which he doesn't end up doing this time around. However, towards the end of the call, his dog runs into a fucking door like a moron.
The fuck?
And then he ends the call to go take it for a walk. I think that's supposed to be a hint for one of the characters this night introduces.
Foxy?
Because I have no idea what else that could be. Like the official FNAF 1, Night 2 introduces 2 new threats, Foxy and Chica. Let's...
Ew. Yo. Foxy still looks fucked up as always, and Chica looks like a duck. Look at that long ass beak and the way she looks, blah. See, look, these doesn't look like a chicken. She looks more like a duck. Wait, was Chica always a duck or a chicken? I don't know.
Go over Chica first, and she's pretty much just Bonnie with a small difference. She will do the same thing that Bonnie does, except she'll go to the right door instead.
Oh, see.
Same thing goes. Staring at her in the right hole will stall her, and while you stall her, you'll gain points. However, the difference with Chica is how you deal with her once she reaches your door. You still have to open it, but instead of holding the light on her, you have to flash your light at her.
Yo.
Now, come in real close and let me give you a
Oh,
little
fuck
about
you.
clicking on things in almost any Click Team Fusion game.
What the
The
fuck?
way Click Team seems
Don't
to
ever
register
do that to
clicks
me
can be
again. I'll
delayed
fuck you
depending
all.
on your mouse position. I actually first noticed this during my playthrough of Tycoon Sons Lumber Co. a few months ago.
Oh,
If you keep your mouse stationary and click on something really fast, Click Team will not register every click you make. However,
Oh, I
if
see,
you click,
senor.
move your mouse slightly really fast, and then click again, then it will register every click. This is exactly how you can get Chica to go away really fast.
Oh, I see.
If you jitter click your mouse and whip around the cursor in a small enough area over the lever, you will flash the light really, really fast, making Chica leave faster. Fun fact, you can also use this clicking method to ring the bell on your desk really fast and make your grandma's tinnitus act up.
Excuse me?
But you didn't hear that from me. The
You're
other
a fucking
character this
creep,
night
bro.
introduces is Foxy, who for some reason is gender swapped in this game.
What?
Not really sure on that decision.
What do you
Maybe
mean?
Foxy was going to be a girl in the official games,
What?
but Scott changed it, and this game is drawing from that. Or who knows, maybe Avocado Dreams just wanted a female Foxy. Either way, it's not really important. Foxy almost works the same way she does in the original. She still has multiple phases she will go through before charging at your office. However, I'm unsure if being on the camera stalls her this time around. After she gets to her final phase and disappears to charge at your office, you'll have to check Pirate's Cove and look at her sign to see which door she's charging at. Since,
Oh, shit.
yes, she can attack both. Once you know which door she's going to attack, all you have to do is open that door and wait for her to arrive. She'll lean in and yell at you before running back to her cove.
What?
From there, you can just close the door and easy peasy lemon dick, she's been
What the
dealt with.
fuck?
Keeping this one short since I haven't really been feeling the best lately. The more I work on this project, the more I feel like it's not aligning with what I've learned over the years. The overall themes are just... I guess it's just something I'll have to get used to. Hopefully it won't impact development too much. Also, I keep getting questions on how to deal with the Golden Freddy. The statue in the entrance doesn't move. There's not even any coding for it to move. I don't understand what you all are talking about. Night 3's phone call is an interesting one. It begins with the phone guy telling us about his dog running into the door. Idiot-ass dog. Cats are
Damn.
way better anyways.
Nah, I don't like cats. I like dogs better.
And about how it really creeps him out.
Cats are
You can tell by the
assholes.
sound in his voice that he really,
I mean, I
really
like
doesn't
cats,
like
but
this
I don't
thing.
want...
He explains how to deal with it and abruptly ends the call by yelling at us to not let it out of our sight. So,
Si,
as
senor.
I'm sure you could have guessed, The new threat on this night is the puppet, which I'm sure you already knew was not in the original FNAF 1.
Yo, why does the puppet look that way, dude? What the fuck? And it's a dolly? Oh, that must not be the puppet. Look how fucked up it looks.
So, how is this character going to work? Well, it's probably one of the most nerve-wracking, stressful, and anxiety-inducing characters in the entire game.
Oh, no.
Occasionally, you will hear a sound cue, one that I can't really describe with words. It's really weird. Anyways, when you hear it, the puppet will appear on one of 4 cameras at the bottom of the map at random. It will either be in the bathroom, the show stage, the party room, or the kitchen. You will have to find which 4 of these cameras it's on and hit the stop button like a music box to make it go away. If you don't do this in time, the puppet is going to plow on that pussy.
Oh, what the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ, what is wrong with me, bro? Oh my god. Put me in a fucking cage, dude.
Yeah, you so
Overall,
do.
It doesn't add
Bro.
anything too crazy to the mix so far. Your strategy
I swear to God, the shit he says is insane.
at this point should be watching Foxy and the 2 halls, staring at Bonnie or Chica to desync the 2 from attacking at the same time, and whenever you hear the sound cue, go deal with the puppet. Overall, not too bad, but night 4 is when things really start to wrap up.
This is getting a bit crazy. I thought adding more depth would increase the replayability, but it's honestly overwhelming. Maybe I'll just change it so Freddy only appears during the power outage, but that might be a bit lame. I'm worried that having so many different things to do might be too much. Also, added the ability to ring the bell on the desk. Thank Lane for that idea.
Night 4's phone call gets pretty serious. The phone guy explains that the animatronics are not acting right at all, going places they shouldn't be going, snapping their jaws shut, which they shouldn't even be programmed to do. He mentions Freddy specifically, and how one time before showtime, they found him in the garage of the building, staring at the main power breaker. So, yeah, that sounds like Bad News Bears. Get it? Bears? Like Freddy because he's a... Yeah, you get it.
That was a terrible
Night 4
joke,
introduces
dude.
this game's final threat. Obviously, it's Freddy. And Freddy ties this game's loop together by single-handedly being the most stressful character in the entire game and making every other character feel 10 times...
What's wrong with his eye? He looking like Popeye right now. You see the Migo Freddy? This, my brother Freddy? Yo, is his eye closed? Is he like winking, or is there something wrong with his eye?
They already were. Just like the puppet, Freddy will occasionally laugh. When he does, that signifies that he has moved cameras. Freddy can move between only 5 cameras, and getting to your office is not a concern of his. When he moves off the show stage, he will either go to the bathrooms, the party room, the back room, or the kitchen. If at any point you hear him move and you can't find him on any 4 of those cameras, then that means he's moved to the garage. The garage camera, of course, has no video feed. So the only way to know for sure if Freddy is in there is by checking the 4 other possible cameras he could be in. When you know he's in the garage, you will be able to use the garage's camera scanner. The scanner will then shock the absolute living shit out of him and make him piss off. If you don't shock him fast enough, he will punch the shit out of your breaker and you will completely lose power. So there you go. There is every single character at the same time. Can you see how stressful this could be? Having to constantly watch Foxy, having to balance stalling Bonnie and Chica, balancing your power usage and your camera usage and the power aids that will happen when you use your lights. And on top of that, having 2 characters that will require you to, at random, play a stupid fucking find them on camera mechanic game. While having one of those bullshit characters also mixing in a small music box mechanic at the same time. Does that sound a little bit overwhelming? If you said yes, that's because it kind of is. But in all honesty, I love this gameplay loop. Sure, I'm not a fan of the find them on the camera mechanics at all, but somehow, this game manages to make every single action you do feel satisfying. It's really hard to put into words, and I would highly recommend you check this game out for yourself. Or ideally, watch my full playthrough over on my second channel, Dxtr Black. Link in the description.
Nothing really to mention here. I'm just so, unsure of everything revolving around this project right now. The ideas are, definitely there. I'm proud of the models, the atmosphere's in place, but something still feels so off. I'm really unsure if people will enjoy this, especially with how grim the story is. When I explained the story to my mom, she
Okay.
went pale
What the
and
fuck?
just asked me, "What are you thinking?" Just a few weeks ago, I'd have had the answer. Now I'm not so sure.
What
Is
the
this really
hell?
something anyone would want? Would a story like this really be part of his plan for me? I don't know. I guess it just really goes to show I'm out of my depth completely. There's one more thing I want to try. There's only one way to find out if I'll be satisfied with it, though.
Night 5 introduces nothing new, just being a harder version of Night 4. But it's clear from the developer notes that the dev is really starting to doubt themselves. And trust me, the phone guy is having a mental breakdown as well.
Hey, glad to hear that you're alright. I was worried since, you see, there's sort of something I've been wanting to tell you. It's kinda...
Okay.
Okay, no, I can't do this anymore.
What the fuck?
Everything's gone wrong, and I think I know why. On your first night, I told you about a birthday party that went bad way back, yeah? I was keeping quiet on the details. It's a sensitive subject around here, but during the party, the animatronics started going crazy.
What?
Kind of like they've been recently, and before anyone knew what happened, the power went out. Kids were screaming, parents were running around, and we were doing everything we could to get the lights back on. But by the time we did, the birthday boy was gone. We couldn't find him anywhere, and no power meant no cameras.
What the
so
fuck?
we didn't have any leads. Not until our night guard did
Oh no. The little boy was taken.
shifts before then, and he would have known exactly how the camera systems work. So people filled in the blanks. Started a manhunt. Management tried to forgive the whole thing, but
Okay.
now it's looking like it's only going to get worse. You swear I'm seeing things that aren't there, hearing sounds in the walls, and that puppet
Dios mío.
vanishing. I don't know why the animatronics are moving, but all of this, there's only one explanation I can think of. That kid's still here, like his ghost or something. I think it's responsible for everything that's
Oh,
happened
yeah?
since then. And deep down, maybe you're thinking the same thing. That's the only reason I can think of for why you keep coming back. Maybe you know something I don't, but here's the facts, man. This place isn't safe anymore. I'm taking my last paycheck and getting out of here. I suggest you do the same, but it seems you're pretty dead set on whatever it is you're trying to do.
Okay.
But
Dios mío.
sorry I wasn't completely honest with you.
Yeah, you should be, asshole.
Look, I can't do much to make it up to you, but I know this place that serves some good drinks, and the food's pretty great. No animatronics either. Just, give me a call tomorrow if you're up for it. My treat, man. The least I can do.
Okay.
After completing Night 5, we get our paycheck as usual.
Dios
But of
mío.
course, if you've ever seen any FNAF game in your entire life before, then you'd know we're not quite done yet. Going back to the title screen, we'll see we've unlocked the Overtime Night. And surprisingly, it is not just a harder version of Night 5. Overtime Night starts with a phone call, not from the phone guy we've been hearing so far. If you remember, he said he was quitting, and exactly that he did. The phone call we get tonight is from a woman, talking about how employees have been spreading rumors about the animatronics and monsters, all of which we know is true. She says that all employees who have been spreading these rumors will be docked pay.
What?
Which, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal. And with that, Overtime Night begins. Let's just start by getting one thing out of the way. This night is stressful. However, it's really fun. The entire game is really fun. When I first heard this game was made by Avocado Dreams, I was really scared it was going to be incredibly fucking hard, like Graveyard Shift and Remnants of Toyland. But to my surprise, while yes, this game definitely isn't easy, there is very little RNG that is overwhelming. And I was actually able to complete this night. Overtime Night introduces one final threat, which this game calls Jailbird.
Jailbird?
Is
That
not
looks
all
like
a hard
Chica.
threat to deal with. I feel like she
That's
serves more as
Chica.
a nuisance character that you need to spend time on more than a threat that
Why
will
does he
actually
got a
kill you.
knife? What's wrong with her eyes?
Dare think about playing the clip where I died to her. You know full well I
The
died there because
fuck?
I didn't fully understand how she worked yet. Don't even start with me, Buster. You're on thin ice, bitch!
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, she stabbed.
What was that thing?
It was Chica with a knife, and she was probably on crack. It probably has a
What the
pussy too.
hell was that thing?
It's fucking
Jailbird will
Chica.
wander around your cameras in an attempt to get to
God
your
damn it.
garage. When she gets to the garage, she'll start to open the garage's door. When it opens, she will, for some reason, be at the front door to your office, which up until this point has never been used.
What?
If you take a look at the map, I'm not entirely sure how her opening up the garage door makes her end up here.
Why?
It doesn't make much sense to me, and is why I didn't fully understand her at first. Editor, piece of shit! When you know she's behind that door, you will have to quickly spam open and close your camera. This will make her slowly emerge from behind the door and eventually leave your office. How does this make sense whatsoever? I have no idea. Don't question it. Boss character, hooray, weird shit! This night is very fast-paced, but because of the way all of the mechanics in this game work together, it serves to be an incredibly satisfying and enjoyable night overall. The difficulty is definitely high, but it is in no way overwhelming like some of Avocado Dream's other games, which I, as someone who is dog shit at FNAF games, can really appreciate. Of course, you also have your custom night, but on top of that, after beating overtime, you get access to aggressive mode, an optional setting you can use to play through the entire game again, with all of the characters having movement opportunities more often. I, for obvious reasons, did not try to complete this mode. However, I know there are some people crazy enough to complete it, and I congratulate all of you who were able to, because watching playthroughs of aggressive mode is actually insane. And of course, it wouldn't be a FNAF game without some secrets and Easter eggs, so we might as well cover those as well, right? The first Easter egg is a Golden Freddy Easter egg. I'm not totally sure how it's pulled off, but just taking a look at the video I found, it seems like you need to flip your camera up and down a few times, then sit on the show stage camera.
The fuck?
Golden Freddy
Oh,
is
what the
reciting a
fuck?
Bible verse. Interestingly enough, the Bible verse he's saying is about Hebrews who created a golden calf to worship right before they were freed.
Oh,
by
the
God.
Bible, like from the
Exodus
Bible.
32:31. Afterwards, when you pull the camera down, you'll get this jump scare.
Why else?
In one of the earlier dev notes, the developer mentions a raccoon character that they didn't know what to do with. So, during my playthrough, which you can see over on my second channel, Dxtr Black, I thought the final character in the overtime night was going to be this raccoon. But obviously, I was wrong. However, there is a chance you can find these renders of him throughout the game. But, as far as I'm aware, that's all Night Watch at Freddy's has to offer.
Okay, senor.
I'm pretty confident that we will be getting more games in this series, since it seems the developers' dive into turmoil is only just beginning. And you better believe I'll be around when and if those sequels or prequels come out.
Si, senor.
Overall, I think Night Watch at Freddy's has become my favorite Avocado Dreams fan project.
Oh, see?
And no, that's not just because it was the only one I've been able to beat. I think the idea for the story is incredibly unique. The character designs are great.
Uh-huh.
The game mechanics are literally amazing.
Well, not really.
And every character works together so well.
Okay.
And of course, it doesn't rely too much on RNG. But let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Or do you think this is easily the worst fan game Avocado Dreams has
Not
ever
really.
worked
I
on?
haven't played it
Let me
before.
know in
I
the
don't
comments
play
below.
fan games,
In
you
my
guys.
FNAF 2
I only
Reimagined
play
video,
official
I asked you
games.
guys what official FNAF game you'd want to see reimagined next. And my favorite answer was everybody who said FNAF 3. FNAF 3 is easily my least favorite official
Oh
collection
yeah?
FNAF
Why
game,
not?
and I would want
I don't mind the third game, to
nothing
be
more than to
honest.
see it remade and have it be amazing.
Okay.
The question of this video is, what is your favorite Avocado Dreams FNAF game and why? The question of the video being asked, subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it a lot. Thank you to all of my superfan channel members. You guys drink nothing but Riz juice.
What the fuck? No, I don't. And thank God I'm not a channel membership of your bullshit, bro.
I've been Dexter, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.
Adios, senor. Have a good day. Wow, well, that was an interesting video, don't you guys think? Even though he said a lot of bullshit, crazy shit. I don't know where he gets this shit from. Anyway, you guys, the question of the video for today is, what is your favorite Dxtr White video? Let me know in the comments down below. Smash that like button, hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on any video. And subscribe to the channel. That'll make my day. Adios, amigos. Take care.